Hello, welcome to the 199 Unlisted podcast. My name is Frank. I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, wearing clothes. I'm wearing a Take Back the Rainbow t-shirt. We are back with my favorite person to look at, Tyler Spaghetti. This video of hers is called Got My First Tattoos, My Experience Part 1. She currently has 923 subscribers. This video is 3 years old, has 0 comments, 104 views. Yeah, I don't care. Anyway, let's let's see what she has to say. I didn't realize that I haven't uploaded a reaction video because we have so many videos to react to. They're like we could do a reaction video to these people every day, and we would probably have maybe like 4 months of material. But I've been playing a video game nonstop, and I didn't realize that I had been playing the game like 4 days straight. I'm not exaggerating. I should probably record myself playing the game because I got lost. Anyway, let's react to her. Got my first tattoos. Let's see.
Hey, what's up you guys? It's Tyler. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today, I have an exciting new type of video. I got tattoos. This is my first time getting tattoos done professionally. So we're calling it first tattoos, but I've done a ton on myself. I've done videos in the past. I don't know if they're up because that was a long time ago. But me talking about my stick and pokes, I have a lot of them. I've probably done a total of 15 on myself. Most of them have faded. I have maybe like 6 or 7 on myself that have stayed throughout the years. Anyways, I'm 20. I'm 20 right now, if that matters to you.
She said stick and poke. Oh God. Oh man. Some people should do less, you know? And I don't understand how come she's been doing this for years and has hundreds of videos. I don't understand why she has 923 subscribers, but then who's the other chick? This chick?
Because I live in New York City,
This
I'm
chick?
miserable because
She just started and she has 13K subscribers. Like she literally just started. I don't understand how come a person like her can do this for years, hasn't cracked 1,000, and then this person's been doing it for a few months has almost 14,000. Now I know this person looks like a monster, but I just don't understand. Like, is one person is she buying subscribers? Because if you think about Tyler, because we've reacted to almost every video she's done, she's pretty interesting actually. I mean, I know there's been like 3 videos where I was just like, dude, I can't and I had to stop it like 5 minutes in because she was just talking about shit I didn't care about, and she has her ADD or whatever, and she's talking about the parking lot instead of like the actual topic. But other than that, we have watched all her videos, and I don't understand why she only has 923 subscribers. And especially because she was doing this during the lockdown where people had nothing else to do. So you think she would have had a bunch of subscribers. Is it because she talked about COVID and she got shadow banned? And here's the thing, like she was a COVID shill. Like she was talking about getting the booster. Yeah, but see, she did say like when she got the booster, she got sick. So I think that's why she got shadow banned, maybe. And suppressed because like she got the booster and then she got sick, and then she got another booster and got really sick, and so I think that's why her channel isn't like doesn't have a lot of subscribers. It's probably been suppressed because remember, like Like from 2020 to 2023, basically, if you said anything, like if you told the truth and you said the vaccine messed you up, they would like, take away your social media or like shadow ban you. But like, remember back then she only had like 200 subscribers. But I bet you if she did not tell the truth about her experience, I bet you she would have a lot more subscribers. But whatever. It is what it is.
But I started doing stick and pokes on myself. I was either 14 or 15. I think I was 14, but I'm not sure about that.
That's back when she was dating 30-year-olds.
So, if you've done stick and pokes on yourself, um, you just poke your skin. I thought that was how tattoos would feel. I will tell you how it felt, but I want to bother you for a minute by telling you my past experience and how it compared to getting a professionally done tattoo and how that felt. If you get what I'm saying. Um, anyways, stick and pokes. You just stab your skin with
You're not inventing the wheel. We get it. It's the cheap knockoff way that traditional Japanese tattoos are done. We know what stick and pokes are. Everyone knows what sticks and pokes are. She's annoying. She really is.
ink a million times, and then in my experience, I would have to go over it at least 3 times for it to stay. Um, so it's a very time consuming. You're just sticking a needle in your skin over and over and over and over for a while, and then you go over it again in a couple weeks or so. Um, my thought in my head was that when you get a tattoo done professionally, it feels like that. Like it feels like the needles are going in and out of your skin a bunch of times, but it's just faster. That is not at all what it felt like. Um, I have like a kind of high pain tolerance. I have health problems where I'm literally constantly in pain.
Her health problems is she's retarded.
I've also done piercings on myself. I have 2 right now, but I've done a million on myself.
999,998 are on her vagina.
Not a million. I've probably done like 8 or 10
We
on
know.
myself.
We get it.
But yeah, I have done many tattoos on myself. I've done piercings on myself. Blah blah blah. Girl, it was not what I thought. It feels like a hot, like blade, like just scraping your skin, just
What?
continuously scraping your skin. It feels like it's like a blade that's on fire, and it's just scraping you over and over and over. Like there's no like stabby feeling that I thought I would feel. It was very weird when she first started. I was like, girl, I don't know if I can go through this. Like, this hurts. It was a whole thing. Why is people walking?
Get on with your fucking
Sorry,
story.
there was a person watching me. It was weird. But when she first started,
I have zero patience for this
I don't
woman.
know if I can do with this whole tattoo. I have to get it filled in. I'll show you all the tattoo, and it.
Okay, I'm gonna assume it's like the size of a marble, or like like a penny. I have tattoos, and I'm not gonna pretend it's a big deal. If tattoos really hurt, people wouldn't get them. Okay. If it's closer to a bone, that hurts. So, like for example, like you'll have girls that have tattoos on the top of their foot or by their ankle, or people have tattoos like on their spine, or like rib cage. Like that hurts. But let's say like you have a tattoo like on your shoulder, or like on your forearm or like your thigh. Those, don't hurt. So like the only time I've heard people actually complain, like really complain, if it's like near a bone. But yeah, like anything else, it's getting a tattoo. It just feels like someone's scratching you. It doesn't hurt. You're not like, you know, you're not having a baby. You're not like you're not like biting cloth and squeezing stuff. It's just whatever. You can have a normal conversation. You're just sitting down, getting a tattoo. Is it worth making a YouTube video over? No, it's not. It's just not. But okay, let's continue.
A different video, but right now I'm just telling you how I felt. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I got it on my wrist. Bam. I'll show you that. And I got one on my ear, which I'll bury.
Show the fucking tats. What is this bullshit?
Just barely show you that. It's just on like pretty painful areas, like your wrist. That hurts. That's like on bone. The ear, it did not hurt at all. I will tell you that. It felt like my head was vibrating though. So like it was definitely uncomfortable, but there wasn't really pain, I guess you could say. But yeah, that was strange. It did go on like better as time went on, which I thought it would be the opposite. I thought it would be fine. Like me first getting the tattoo, I thought it would be like easy peasy, and then as time goes on, like your adrenaline wears off and then it hurts worse. But in my experience personally, I do have very small tattoos. But it hurt worse when it first started because I was just not expecting that. Like it felt very strange, but then it went on better. So that was the thing, the whole thing. But oh my god, booking with this person was a whole deal. So I found them on Instagram. They have very good work. Like I'm not gonna tell you who they are because I don't want y'all to know where I live.
No one gives a fuck who you are, lady. Remember back then, she only had a couple hundred subscribers. This video has 104 views. It's been 3 years. Do you think that it has no comments? Do you think someone is watching her channel and it's like, I gotta find her? No. There's millions of people. Okay? There's millions of people on YouTube just like her. Just like me. No one gives a fuck. Like, I was watching. YouTube sent me a letter. It was like, see who's watching your videos, and it was like, it said like 98% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. And it said 1.2% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, which means no one gives a rat's ass about the shit I do on YouTube. So I'm not going to pretend, okay? I'm really not. And so, I'm not going to be like, well, I can't say I went to whatever Ralph's because, people are going to know who I am. The level of delusion that people on social media have blows my mind. Just blows my mind.
Or who I went to, or be able to find me, obviously. But I found this person on Instagram. I've been looking for years because I've been doing tattoos since I was 14. So I've really liked tattoos and I have been waiting a long time to get some. I am not able to get any, but I did it anyways because they're small and I can kind of hide them. Also, this one was a cover up, so I very much wanted that done. But yeah, found them on Instagram, hit them up. I was like, hey, I want this. Is blah, blah, blah.
I remember when I got my first tattoo. I just left my house or apartment, whatever, and I knew of a tattoo shop that was by the bowling alley I went to and by my old band practice. I'm like, oh, I'll just go to the place by by the bowling alley. I used to, it's on, it's gone now. What's it called? It was like on Mar Vista. or it's in Mar Vista, but it's oh no, it's by the Mar Vista Bowl, across the street from the Mar Vista Bowl in Culver City. Or is that Mar Vista? Whatever. It's across the street from the Mar Vista Bowl. There was a tattoo shop there. I think it's now a barber shop now. But I just walked in. I walked in. The guy was giving a tattoo to someone else. I'm like, hey, I want a tattoo. He goes, do you know what you want? I'm like, yeah, I have a picture of it. He's like, okay, cool. I'll be with you in like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. I didn't find him on Instagram, but anyway, I got the tattoo. I believe it cost $60. I gave him $80, and it was very fast. It took. I mean, it was under an hour. You know, I got the hidden leaf symbol from Naruto because I really like that anime, and I still really like that anime, even though um, the second series, Boruto, kind of sucks. But anyway, and it wasn't life changing or anything. And it was nothing nerve wracking. It just felt like it felt like someone was scratching my arm. Oh, I take that back. That was actually my second tattoo. But anyway, it just felt like someone was scratching my arm. I mean, like that was my first professional one, but like it wasn't like, oh my god. And then my other tattoo, I got Medusa. Now that took a little longer than an hour because it's like a big part of my forearm. But you probably can't see it. But anyway, Medusa, like that probably took. I feel like this took like an hour and a half. I felt it felt like it because I just remember we were all talking a lot, and it was a weird conversation. Um, because you're getting a tattoo, and then you're with like two other people, and then the person giving you the tattoo, and you're all talking about tattoos. It was really weird. But but hey, you're in a tattoo parlor, so I guess talking about tattoos makes sense. But anyway, it wasn't a life changing experience, and it wasn't worth making a YouTube video over. It just wasn't because it's like tattoos are like the most common thing ever, and so she's making a story about a tattoo that's the size of a nickel. You're not that interesting. I mean, I'm just saying, like, she's not that interesting. Where a video about a cover up tattoo that's the size of whatever, a quarter, you do not need to have this. And then you got a tattoo on your ear, and apparently you don't like it because you showed it for 0.5 seconds. What are you doing? She needs to do makeup videos and try on hauls because I don't know. Every time we watch her videos now, I question why are we doing this? God. Oh, why did I ever start doing this? And it sucks because the people who we've reacted to, I know one of the girls we stopped because like her videos were just bad. Okay, they were just bad, and she was from New Zealand, and she mumbled, and she had autism probably. Um, and I know we did the Chinese girl last week. She's political and boring, but if she has better stuff, I will react. Um, and then the girl that looks like Golem, if she has something good, I'll react. I'm not gonna react to all her videos because I cannot look at that. I just cannot look at that. Okay, I know it's mean, but guess what? The world is mean. Okay, the world isn't nice. Okay, if you watch this channel, you know I don't like ugly people. Okay, how many times have I made fun of Billie Eilish with her freaking dog face? And I better stop right there because apparently YouTube doesn't like it when I talk bad about Billie Eilish. How many videos have I had to take? I'm sorry, how many videos has YouTube taken down because I was making fun of Billie Eilish? Okay, I probably on this channel I probably have 60 videos where I'm making fun of Billie Eilish. And I want to say about 10 lasted like a couple of hours. And then like I re-uploaded them, changed like 2 words, and they got to stay. But yeah, there's a lot of videos I have that got taken down, but then I just re-uploaded. But I mean, I re-recorded. I mean, I remember what I said. It's not that hard. It's not like I'm reciting Shakespeare here, and I just changed 1 or 2 words. So like I still get my point across, or I use a slang word. That happened a lot with COVID too. I had to use slang words, but see, I don't understand censorship in general on YouTube because the English language is like one of those languages where you can just substitute a word and there's 6 other words that mean the same thing, but only the first word's bad. Then what's the point of censorship? I don't understand. Anyway, let's continue with the bullshit.
I sent them pictures of the tattoo I want to cover up where I wanted it. I sent them like reference pictures, like multiple, like exactly what I wanted, and I told them what I wanted, how I wanted it, like what color, blah blah blah. And then they were like, "Great, it's gonna be blank." Like, how much money? And I was like, "Okay, sounds good. Are you available on this day, or I can schedule whatever day off if you give me 2 weeks notice." And she was like, "How about just hit me up in like 2 weeks?" And I was like, "Okay, but the thing is, like, I have to schedule like a day off of work, so how about this day?" And this was like 3 weeks in advance probably. And she was like, "I don't have my books open, so how about just hit me up in 2 weeks?" And I'm like, I have a job. I can't just.
Yes, you can. Everything's so hard. The average person, when they get a tattoo, they just walk in. That is the average person. I'm serious. Like the only time people like schedule a tattoo if it's like something crazy, like they're getting one that's gonna take 3 hours and like 4 sessions. Like actually, I scheduled my Medusa tattoo just because that's something that like you just can't walk in and get, because it might take 2 hours. So you got to be a little respectful. Like if you're getting something small, yeah, just walk in. But whatever.
What do you mean? I need to schedule a day off. I didn't say that, but like, what do you mean? You don't have your books open in 2 weeks or 3 weeks? Like, why? Why not?
The world doesn't
I feel like
revolve
it's
around
not
you.
super far out. I don't know. I guess people just do their things differently, but I thought it would be nice if I scheduled it like 2 weeks in advance, 3 weeks in advance, so then you'd know and you'd have that day or like blah blah blah. But no, I guess not. Anyways, I came back like 2 weeks later and I was like, "Hey, does this day work?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, "You told me to come back in 2 weeks, and then I did, and then you don't have the day."
You know, I could picture her being a Twitch streamer because people love retarded Twitch streamers. Like when I think of all the Twitch streamers, because I mean I don't watch Twitch. I obviously don't stream on Twitch anymore because I'm not gonna do something that I wouldn't watch. I obviously watch YouTube videos. I watch podcasts like this, so I'm making this because I actually watch my videos. So this is for my entertainment. But I can picture her being in that annoying streamer, like extra Emily type streamer. Like this person's really stupid and annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna watch her because I'm glad I'm not her. Like this the kind of people that you're like they're so lame. You're like, thank God I'm not them. Like I feel better about myself because I'm like I'm watching them and they make me feel good about myself. Like that's the kind of but it's the genre. It works. She's not now we don't know if things change, but she's not girly enough or feminine enough to be like a ethot. Because right now she's in her woke era. Because remember, she won't admit that she's a woman. Remember, she's a what is she? A non-binary female present whatever. Some bullshit. Okay. Um, there's only two genders, and she's so stupid she can't pick one. But we don't know because we aren't caught up with her latest video, so we don't know if she's gone to being normal. And I hope because we're on this journey with her. I hope by the time we catch up to her videos that she's putting out now, her current videos, I hope she accepts the fact that she's a girl. I hope so, because it'd be really groundbreaking if she actually refers to herself as a woman instead of a non-binary female present. I can't even say it with a straight face.
I was like, I want December 8th. I said that the first time that I talked to her. And she was like, I don't have my books open. Can you just talk to me in 2 weeks? And then I did that. And I was like, hey, do you have December 8th open? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh. Okay. And then I think I waited a couple days and I was like, hey, do you have this day open? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, wow. So I finally got my day. That was a whole thing and a half because I thought I was not gonna be able to get the tattoo done, and I was so excited. I was so excited when I first booked it. Not first booked it, but when I first like asked her like, hey, would you do this and this? I was so excited. I was like, oh, I can get this done in like 2 weeks and it'll be all good. And that did not happen. So then my excitement kind of wore off.
I remember I was friends with this girl, Karina Espinoza. She was this really, really good looking, Spanish chick, obviously. Um, and she was just nothing but tattoos all over herself. And I went with her to get a couple of tattoos. I would just like, because she liked having me around. I liked having her around, but we weren't dating or anything. We just liked each other's company. Well, I liked looking at her, and she thought I was funny. It was weird, but anyway, I remember I'm watching her get a tattoo, and we're just having small talk, and somehow the conversation turned to about her squirting. It was just really weird watching a girl get a tattoo of an octopus on her arm, and the tattoo artist, me and her friend are talking about squirting. Where did I go wrong in life?
And then it was like, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? Am I gonna regret this?
Oh
I feel like
God,
I'm gonna
who
regret
cares?
this.
Who
I don't
cares?
know. But yeah, I was very nervous when I first got there, like to the shop. I guess I was sitting outside for probably like 20 minutes because I get everywhere super early. And I wanted to run. I wanted to leave so bad because I was so anxious.
Anxious about what? People have been getting tattoos since we were cavemen. Like, come on. Like, I don't know what's in her head, but I'm sure when she shakes it, you can hear the rocks bounce back and forth. Okay, she is just mentally damaged. You know, there's people with like just like full sleeves. So if tattoos were like really major, no one would have them. It's I don't get it. But there's certain cultures, like I know like in Mexico tattoos are frowned upon, and in Korea tattoos are frowned upon. Like in South Korea, people with tattoos are usually referred to as criminals, which is stupid. And it just depends. Because I remember there were these Korean students, whatever. They got tricked into getting a job. Like they got a job in the Philippines, but they were tricked, and it wasn't really a job. It was like slave labor, and they were like locked inside of an apartment, and they had to do like labor, whatever. The Korean government saved them. Like that, they found out, and they one in there and saved them. And there were some Korean politicians who were like, because they had tattoos. They're like, well, they're just criminals anyway. Like, why are we saving them? I was like, it was like, what? And then there was some pushback on that. There were some people like, just because someone has tattoos doesn't mean they're a criminal. Korean citizens, tattoos or not, deserve the government's. It was so weird, but yeah. So there are certain cultures where tattoos are weird, but in America, it's almost if you don't have a tattoo, you're special. And I've noticed that, especially because of the fake goth e-girl trend. I've noticed because it's just a trend. Like from what and this is just my algorithm, okay? Because I'm not looking for it. I want to say 80% of the e-girl goth girls on my feed don't have tattoos. And it seems like it's really getting less and less because I remember it because I remember back in the 90s, actually, like 95, that's like 94, that's like the beginning of the tramp stamp era where it just like tramp stamps were just exploding in 94 because that's when I first noticed them. And then they like went crazy. And then around 2000 it slowed down, but it slowed down slowly. And the tramp stamp era died, but just people having tattoos was like pretty high, like even as long as us can't talk like 10 years ago, it was very common to see every like it was more common 10 years ago to see more girls with tattoos than not have tattoos. And now I've noticed that has went away. I've noticed because it's just a lot less. It's like it's like you either stand out for not having tattoos or you stand out for having 98% of your body having tattoos. But that middle ground is gone because before it was just all middle ground. But now it's either none or everything. You're either all in or you're not in. So times are changing.
And let me say I'm not super happy with what I got. I will show you in the next tattoo video though. But I ain't happy. I ain't happy. I'm not.
Well, you met the tattoo artist off of Instagram, so I can understand why.
Um, it was a lot of money, and they are not done, like at all. And it's a small tattoo. Um, just saying.
Wait. You got two small tattoos and they're not done? Dude, like I got my Medusa tattoo in one sitting, got my Naruto tattoo in one sitting. Okay.
They are very small tattoos, and none of them are done or have been done correctly, at least. One of the two, maybe both, I don't know. This one was not done correctly at all. It's bad. And now I have to kind of decide if I want to go to somebody else to fix it or if I want to go back to her. Because you do get free touch ups once. Um, I don't think this can be fixed.
Wait. That's her policy. You get a free touch up. I never even look at my tattoos.
In one go. Because if this is a first try, I think we might need 2 more tries.
How about just go to a real tattoo artist and not one from Instagram? Okay.
At least to fix my wrist one. Um, but anyways, I was so excited to finally get it done, and then I was like, I have anxiety, so I was very anxious. And now I don't even know if it was worth it. Would I do it again? Yeah. Do I want more tattoos? Yeah. But I don't know. This person has such good work on their page though.
Yeah, that could be anyone's work.
Like, I don't know if they had a bad day or what, but dang, dude. It sucks. It sucks. It's not awful, but like,
I remember I was at a party, and I'll never forget this. We were at a party. It was like at a Carrie's house. It's whatever. It's like this gothic girl I was friends with who had a bunch of tattoos, and like I hooked up with her. But I mean that's not part of the story. But um, like we were going out and then coming back, and then on our travels of partying, okay, I think we went to a bar and then we came back to the apartment, and it's just a bunch of us hanging out, okay? A random guy from the bar came with us back to Carrie's apartment just because that's the kind of person Carrie was. If she was talking to someone, she'd be like, "Hey, let's go back to my place." So we are in Carrie's apartment, drinking, smoking, snorting. And we're just sitting down. I remember it's like me, Carrie, a couple of the people I'm friends with. You don't know him, doesn't matter. The guy, let's just call him David. David holds out his arm, rolls up his sleeve. I want a tattoo of a speedboat with a horseshoe and a Yorkshire Terrier on it. We're like, what? And then he said, oh no, wait. I want a tattoo of a tugboat with a horseshoe on it and a Yorkshire Terrier. Because a speedboat would have been weird. And we're like, what? And so I think how this happened, we were, because I work with dogs. So Carrie is talking to me about she wants a little white dog. And so I start naming off little white dogs. Okay. And well, whatever. Anyway. And so I'm like, I'm thinking like a little Yorkshire Terrier. And he just randomly goes, I want a tattoo of a speedboat with a horseshoe and a Yorkshire Terrier on it. And everyone's like, what? And he goes, oh no, I meant a tugboat. Like, what? Anyway. So, we drink more, smoke more, snort more. He leaves. He comes back about 4 hours later. It's like, whatever. I don't know the time, but it's like a weird, it's like, 2 o'clock in the morning, He comes back and he rolls up his sleeve. He has a tattoo of a speedboat with a horseshoe and a Yorkshire. It was so funny. And like, oh god. We laughed and laughed and just laughed. And we don't know how he got, like, we don't he was so wasted when he left, so I know he didn't drive. It's impossible. There's no way he drove. And we're just like, how did this happen? And it was real, but we don't know how it happened. I mean, maybe he took a taxi. I don't know. But he had a tattoo of a tugboat with a horseshoe on it and a Yorkshire Terrier. And oh God, it was a beautiful thing. I mean, it was, and the passion. And then, of course, there's more drinking, more smoking, more snorting, and just randomly he'd be like, "Look at this! It's a tugboat. It was a tugboat, and the tugboat had a giant horseshoe on the bow. Like it was like a crane lifted a giant horseshoe and dropped it on top of the boat. It's like what the fuck? And then the Yorkshire Terrier was sitting on top of the tugboat. So, I mean, the only thing I can imagine like Monopoly pieces. You know, like there's the little dog in Monopoly. So imagine a horseshoe and a dog sitting on top of a boat. Like it looked like that. So it was like a boat, but there's like, a giant dog and a giant horseshoe on the boat. It made no sense, but he loved it. We, it was a moment. But anyway, let's continue.
No. Not worth the money. Um, not. Anyways, I'm gonna go back. What am I talking about? I'm gonna go. I'll see you all next week. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Remember when I used to do that?
I do that now.
If you do, I don't even know when I stopped doing that. But anyways, have a good week. Have a good weekend. Bye. See you next week, probably. I don't know. Bye.
Wow. Wow. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like if you're gonna get a tattoo, obviously go to an establishment because you're dealing with people who give tattoos all the time, so your chance of getting a one that you like is better. But anyway, her video was okay because it triggered a memory of a tugboat with a Yorkshire Terrier and a horseshoe. But anyway. Have a good Monday, have a good Tuesday, have a good Wednesday, have a good Thursday, have a good Friday, have a good week, have a good weekend. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.